Morning everyone. It's very early. It's just after 4:30 in the morning. The plan is for a trip up to the Scottish borders with my dad for an image that I've wanted for a long time, a good number of months. But due to the length of the journey and whether or not you can get a good picture with the sunrise, expected cloud cover, that type of thing, I've put it off and put it off and put it off just until the weather looks in favour for this image. But yeah, it's a place called Smugglers Bothy, a very kind of run down old cottage on the cliff edge, just over the English and Scottish border, near Berwick. It's about 70 odd miles, about an hour and a half in the car. So it's, like I say, it's 4:30 in the morning. We'll get there for about 6:30. Ideal for sunrise. And see how the day goes with images and whatnot. I'm dead excited about going to this place. It's like I say, it's been a long time coming. I just hope it works out in terms of a good sunrise and some nice colour in the sky and this and whatnot. So yeah, we'll soon find out. But we're here, sunrise is beautiful, some amazing light. It's just a fab place. I'll show you the pictures later, but it's difficult because there's the foreground's quite dark because it's hidden in a cove, and we're just waiting for the sun to actually come over the horizon for it to provide some good light. Some sheep down there as well. I'll pan round in a second for to show you, but it's a gorgeous place. Smugglers Bothy it's called. So yeah, just waiting for the light, and there's some decent clouds coming over as well, so that should provide some good colour. Okay, here's the view of the Bothy. I'm struggling a little bit with composition this morning. The Bothy behind is quite dark. Obviously the sun's just rising now. It's too much glare for you to see. But the sun's just rising behind me. It's just over the horizon. So it's going to light the Bothy quite nice. There's some nice looking clouds around as well. But I've struggled a little bit with my composition this morning. I just couldn't quite get what I wanted, so I'm just kind of waiting it out, waiting for the sun to rise to give some pretty nice light, which is starting to happen now. So sometimes it isn't as easy as just coming out, setting your camera up and getting the photo that you had in your head or that you've seen on the internet or whatnot. Sometimes it is a bit of a struggle to try and get your settings right, or to try and get the correct light or the correct angle. I'm not sure if I have, but I'll certainly kind of find out. Dad's just filming me with the drone. Hate being filmed by the drone because he tries to get it as close as he can to us. Yeah, it's pretty nice this morning. I'm glad I came out. So I was just saying that I've been struggling with composition, and I don't normally just turn up to a scene and just kind of shoot one image and then that's it, done. You've got to kind of go exploring a little bit, and the composition changed entirely when I came up from the pathway there and I came down to the Bothy. I mean, look at this. The light hitting that is just spectacular. It's such an amazing place. I felt a little bit kind of disheartened when I first arrived because the light wasn't too good and I'm struggling with composition, but I'm here now and the composition I wanted, I don't anymore. I think this one is the one that I like. So from the images and the videos, you can see that it was a beautiful location for the shoot at. at Smugglers Bothy near Lamberton in Scotland, just on the Scottish borders. So yeah, like I was saying, when we're kind of set off, it was a very straightforward journey up to Scotland. We got there in plenty of time for sunrise. I suppose I should really talk about what I'd done prior to going up there. Like, I've wanted to shoot at that location for probably around 2 years after I first seen it on the internet as a photographic location. And for 2 years, I've waited and waited and waited and waited for the best time to go. And it's crazy because you just don't know when is going to be the best time. You're just taking a chance. So I've put off and put off and put off, like I've just said. And I thought, it kept going over in my mind. Like, I want to go there, I want to go there, I want to go there, I want to go there. And something just clicked, and I thought, right, okay, we're due for some nice, fairly stable weather. Sunrise wasn't too bad in terms of time. Like, you could get up there and still kind of have a good part of your morning for to play with and whatnot. So that's why I picked yesterday. And it was a great run out, like I said. But the planning that went into that was along the lines of, one, what is likely to be the weather? Two, where am I going to park? Can you park? What's the distance from the car park to the actual ruin? Should I go alone? Should I ask friends? Should I go with my dad? You know, loads of different variables, including sunrise times, that type of thing. So I took all that into account and decided to go. And I think it worked pretty well from the images. I got what I wanted from the images. I got what I wanted from the visit. Which is kind of first and foremost, I guess, is that you enjoy your time and enjoy your photography. So yeah, we got there plenty of time, parked up. If anybody wants to know how to get there, where to park, that type of thing, just leave a comment and I'll kind of get back to you, because it is one of the simpler locations when I thought it was going to be quite difficult. So yeah, got there, walked along the coastal path, which was like fab, really, really nice that time of the morning. Really easy for to get to. Once we kind of got closer to the Bothy, that's when it started to get a little bit kind of dodgy in terms of being a bit more kind of slippy underfoot and more steeper, kind of more steep inclines and that type of thing. So that was probably the most trickiest part, I would say. The rest of it was fairly straightforward, and I could have spent a lot longer there. But you know, I was starving. I was dying for me breakfast, and by that time, I was just dying for to get home and have a coffee and have me breakfast and to see what the images came out like. So we stayed for about an hour and a half, something like that. Like I said in the earlier videos yesterday, I did struggle when I kind of got there in terms of setting up what I wanted from the image. Now I've kind of realised that in the videos beforehand, I say composition so many times. And I hate that term. I don't know why I was using it, but when I was kind of setting up what I wanted from the image, it just didn't feel right. The images that I was getting on the screen weren't what I wanted. The location wasn't right, and I started to get more and more kind of on edge and disheartened, and just like I thought, right, just leave it, forget about it, just enjoy it and then go home. But then I decided to go have a quick walk around the Bothy, and I found well, you've seen from the image, I found what I wanted from that picture. That kind of side-on view wasn't what I wanted originally. If you think of it in terms like this, the Bothy, from what you've just seen from the picture, all the way over to the right-hand side was some great dramatic cliffs, fantastic waves, gorgeous scenery, beautiful photographic kind of content. And I chose to ignore all that and just focus on the bothy and a proportion of the sunrise, a portion of the sunrise behind it, and some nice kind of coloured long grass in the foreground. And I'm over the moon with that picture, really, really over the moon. It's not what I wanted from the day. I wanted a completely different image what I had in my head, but that's what I came out with, and that's what I'm happy with. Very happy, in fact. So it just goes to show that if you go, you've got a certain image in your head, and if you're not feeling it, and if you're not getting what you want on camera, go and have a little look for another image from a different angle, slightly different foreground. Perhaps ignore some of the kind of great photographic content if you've got like lots of cliffs or trees or anything like that. Perhaps ignore them. Perhaps they complicate your image somewhat, which I think is what I found. One thing I did yearn for, and it's the first time that this has happened, and I never thought I'd kind of want filters for the camera, but I think in that circumstance, in that situation, I could have done with probably a 10-stop filter to take away some of that glare from the sun, the sunrise. But it worked fine. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I went. But I think I might invest in a filter or two. I might. I'm not sure. What I didn't want to happen, and I would have quite happily is the wrong word, I could have easily came away from there had I not gone to look at that different angle for the picture without an image. I actually thought, when I was kind of struggling a little bit to get the image that I wanted, I'll turn the camera off and I'll go home without an image. Given all of that planning, that cost, that time, and whatnot that I'd invested in getting that picture, I would have scrapped it and chosen not to post a picture, to have a picture, if it didn't feel right. And I think that's really important, to not just post any old shit, any old picture that you go out and take a picture of, because people will tire of your images very, very quickly if it's just kind of saturated all over Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. If you're going to post a picture, get that gut feeling from it, get that kind of, that reaction. If I don't get that reaction, I don't post the image that I've been out for to get. And that's happened a few times lately, where I've gone out and thought, that's really nice, but I didn't get that gut reaction from the image what I'd taken, and I didn't even bother post them. I just kept them on the computer. And I think that's quite a big thing to take on board, is if you are going to post on social media, my kind of advice would be, but I'm by no means an expert, I've said this numerous times, I'm not an expert, I'm not a photography expert, self-taught, I don't profess to know everything about photography. In fact, I probably know very little in terms of what the camera can do and whatnot, but I can give some tips of what I've found. And if you oversaturate social media with any old image, people will tire and bore quite easily of your images. I always find that posting one image of whatever you've been to shoot, in this case the bothy, if I'd posted 5 or 6 different pictures, the reaction would have been a lot less. And I'm not saying it's all about likes and comments and that type of thing, but at the end of the day, you want appreciation for your work, you want people's opinions, and you want praise for what you've done, especially if you've gone to a lot of effort to try and get it. And if you can try and help that along a little bit by posting one image so people get a good view of it on the screen, focus on that one image rather than 10, 15, 20, 30 images. You know, I've seen people post and people bore of that. You know, I don't think it's very, very good in terms of getting your images known and whatnot. So yeah, quality over quantity, I suppose, is the key, to use a cliche. Settings varied very, very widely. because of the change in light situation. We went from quite cloudy on the horizon to subdued colours to very bright, kind of intense light, and then luckily some clouds came over to subdue the light somewhat from the sunrise and give that really gorgeous kind of depth of colour and whatnot, which worked brilliantly. Yeah, worked fab. So the camera settings vary quite widely, so I would struggle for to kind of give you a basic level of what settings I use. But like I've said in previous videos, it varies from situation to situation to whatever you're shooting. So I'm not going to give you settings when it'll be completely different if you went and took a picture at this very moment. All right. But I use my Fuji X-T3, which I'm still in love with. I absolutely love that camera so much. I done a photo shoot yesterday at our local seafood restaurant down on South Shields Seafront, which was absolutely amazing. The camera performed brilliantly. I had nothing to do with it, but there we go. Right. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've waffled on quite a bit in this one. Went off on little tangents, left, right and centre. But I hope you like the videos. Please subscribe. Please like the video or dislike it if you don't like it. I don't mind. Constructive criticism is the way forward. Subscribe, like, look out for the next video. And I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in again. Take care. Bye-bye.